Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik again, and this is the game War in the Pacific Admits Edition. This is my play by PBEM against Xargun. He is the commander of the Allied forces, and for me it is the Empire of Japan. And yeah, scenario 1, no modification, game version 26B, classic. And I occupied one more undefended base north of the Philippine Luzon. And this is now one hex out of Port Moresby. I'm already retreating because stay too long in Port Moresby gives Xargun the opportunity to maybe strike back, and he has still the two modern British battleships plus maybe up to two American fleet carriers here, and I lack any real carrier support now nearby. I cannot hit the AVP again. But my troops arriving at Luganville, I take this strategic position as fast as possible, more or less, because early on the Allies, they don't have or not really much in this area. So if I can take this now, I must later fight for it. Okay, finally my submarines can hit something, AK. And this is Port Moresby Hex, so it's shallow water. Good opportunity always for the Japanese to strike back, but no ammunition left. And now finally my carriers can locate some ships around Brisbane. First we have bad weather in Asia, a lot of cancellation in China, and my dive bombers also cannot find the location of the target, so 13 dive bombers must return to carrier. Singapore to not run in a cap trap. So far Xargun was able to had one successful cap trap in China. Cost me I think 4 or 5 bombers. But 2 cap traps I was more or less avoiding or defeating with my own fighters. After 1 or 2 weeks, I can slowly also changing needs to Oscars. So I have more and more frontline fighters ready to support my air campaign in China, and I don't have to play too risky with my airstrikes in China, if ever the Flying Tigers will show up. But first end of January I would say that I have enough Oscars in service to really ensure that all airstrikes have escorts. So this is strikes of Kokong. I more or less want to take out the airbase. The possibility that Flying Tigers are so source in China is a threat. Plus maybe running B-17s, maybe. Normally they're needing a size of 4 for the airfield. Torches are here, but a little late. I also suppress wind shower. strike. Clark Field, after my not so successful but also not a total disaster at the Battle of Clark Field. The Blenheims, there's no way for me really to cover my forces. Wildebeest attacking my fleet at Mersing, but I have some cap, and Wildebeest are really slow. I think they're even slower than the swordfish biplanes, so this will be a massacre. Hopefully, maybe some opportunity and some kill for my pilots after so many days no activity. For no action, there was everyday sweeping, escort, or cap. Half the air wings already destroyed. And if I understand it correctly, sometimes you can see this damage. If it's yellow, then you have always this damaged airplane, and then you can see a small star. I think this is always the damage to the airplane, and sometimes you have a damaged airplane. If it's yellow, then you have different kind of star levels, and maybe more stars is more damage. But at the end, it's damaged airplane. If you kill the airplane, then it's red, and then it's a dead one. So there was maybe 2 airplanes. You can see 2 airplanes drop their bombs, but they hit nothing. A costly attack, a failed attack. And also a little strange is why using bombs and not torpedoes. I thought you're flying out of Singapore. So I find here some cargo ships, so nothing too special, light cargo ships, small tankers. This is maybe all the Dutch stuff. You can see the names are all Dutch, so yeah. This task force is wiped out. Here's a AD, Black Hawk. So this is a destroyer tender. Always this kind of ships to use if the base is no port or very small port and you want mainly I would say AD is to replenish destroyer torpedoes, because the 4-inch or 5-inch shells is much easier to replace, but the torpedoes is always a little tricky. Okay, so no real powerful strike so far in the morning from my carriers sunk a lot of ships, but none of this with military equipment. I would really say it's chem metal. And now I have allied carriers detecting one of my fleet. So this confirms that allied carriers are at the east coast of Australia. What is likely the typical area. The B-17s are back, and today my cap is not flying, but only 3, and my heavy flak of the cruisers. You can still see long range strike, so only half bomb load. And if I damage this B-17s, they are more likely to crash. Or ops. And here's still some Dutch ships. You can see it's always this gray. So small mini tanker. Is there AOs and tankers? All Dutch. 4 of them. Well, they're all going down with this kind of damage. And this is now Xargun's airstrike, so some dive bombers going for here. So this is a Congo class battle cruiser, and so far they are missing. Hiroshima dodging all attacks. Oh no! So there's a 1000 bomb hit, but pound bomb hit, but no penetration. The next, no penetration. Third bomb hit, no penetration. So 3 bomb hits on Kirishima, so create some fire, but cannot penetrate the armor deck with the belt. So looks like a lot of damage. If you don't care, this is why you normally must check this combat ammunition to really get a feeling of how much damage you create. So here's a small AKL, and a lot of ships are sinking, by the way. This AKL will also go down. So today was a little more successful for me. And I also find the AKL at Wake Island and get this done. So in the last moment I achieve a little more success. After days of unsuccessful hunting and searching for the enemy. And my first Japanese army on the way to Xi'an. Only the tanks again, wiping out more infantry. But now the infantry linked up, so next turn I can completely strike with everything what I have. At the same time, the 12th army, only source of it, taking on the 3 Chinese corps, and they are all defeated now. The tanks are prepared with many strikes day by day, and now the corps are no more, and they are forced back on the highway. In this direction I won't go anyway, so it's okay. The third new corps is still fleeing, and Kukong is under siege. So I have here some heavy, not so heavy, but I have here at least 2 or 3 heavy artillery units. Can create damage. I still think that artillery is too weak in this game, but that's the other question. So bombardment and Clarkfield. Yesterday I striked, and I losing some guns. Ooh, can happen. Sometimes you have backfire or misfiring. My regiment take out this British Malayan force. They giving up finally. I also take Mole Mine. There was one British force too late to run away. Boomer Rifle Battalion. I take the dot sort of Manado. Striking Miri. Taking, and the airbase or the base force surrender, so that is good, and I don't must chase them down. And overall, a good turn for me. First, I know where's the SMM. Yeah, it's only a little unlucky. Now, latest Xargun know that my carrier is a source of him. I know where is his carrier, so it's unlikely. I mean, he will normally run, and I'm too far away, I would say, to really catch him. That is a little unlucky. But let's see first. Air losses are yeah, wildebeest, he lost. You can see this is not possible. It's 8 killed confirmed or lost airframes for the allies. The game say 10 wildebeest, no, and then plus the Catalina. So the Catalina is dead, yeah, plus 7 wildebeest. This makes sense. I lost 1 pilot. That is a guy with 4 kills, and he is in, yeah, he was a pilot cap over Mersing. So if you check here the pilots, then you can see one guy with 4 kills, 81 experience, so is elite pilot. But I play this Japanese, so my pilots are fighting to the end, German style or Japanese style. I don't run away and go to school. Only weak Western Americans will do this, or British run away, tea drinking, yeah, whatever, or all of this low level fighting skill allies. So yeah, ship sunk. Last turn was a lot. Most of them are cheap, but there was at least this AD, this is Navy support ship, had some value and meaning. AVP, well, yeah, AP, a troop transport ship is okay. Plus 1 better tanker. I don't say good tanker, but better tanker. So in China, nothing too important happened. My infantry linked up, so I have here now a tech value to finally get here the rough terrain under control, and then it's only clear terrain. I also win this battle, so I can chase down this unit. I also see that Xargun is giving up at least Chengzhou, and then Luoyang maybe also, you can see it's a small dot, so he is retreating the smaller road to Xi'an. He finally makes a decision to not fight for these 2 cities. The rest I see too slow, but standard movement in China. More mindful, he has no industry, nothing really important. It is okay. I catch one of the British units, better than nothing. Into Malaya, my tanks arrive, so next turn I can attack. Then I have finally all of this whale and street under control, and can prepare my army for the strike on Singapore. Miri fall, unluckily a little of the dam here, it starts with 150, so you can see 28 additional damage for the refineries and the same for the oil. So 28 plus 28, 56,000 supplies I must invest to fix this damage. The question is if you won't fix the refinery. I normally like to do it, but you have the problem that you have maybe more refinery capacity than crude oil field. So I would always first fix the oil and then see, after you conquer everything, you must check how many refineries you really have and how much oil you can extract out of the earth. Because he is also here's a big refinery in Rangoon. If you take this one with 200, and there's maybe no damage to this, plus a big refinery in Palembang, if this is also not damaged, then they have also here one in Surabaya. So you have Surabaya, Palembang, Rangoon, plus Medan. If all of these refineries have nearly no damage, then I would say it makes no sense to fix the refineries in Miri. Then let it be. Then you have really enough capacity. So then the last biggest showdown was here in this Coral Sea. I was at the line of Brisbane Omaya, catching here Dutch merchant shippings. The Allied carrier force must be here. My own, you can see this is a range of 6. So this is a Dutch task force. The carriers are here. My battle cruisers Hiroshima got 3 or 4 bomb hits, but there's nothing penetrates the armor deck, so it is only surface damage. System damage is, I think I lost 1 knot speed. Yeah, you can normally go with maximum 9 or 30 knot, and now I'm down to 28 because not because of the system damage, more or less of the engine damage, but it's light damage, so it doesn't matter. The question is now only how Xargun will react. He can try to flee to Townsville, west, take a port and try to hide because I have my carriers here. I also don't know if this is now 1 or 2 carriers. The airstrike was very weak. It was only 1 air wing going for my battle cruisers. Brisbane is normally cut off because I stay here, so he cannot. He could go source for Brisbane. That would be the risky option. He could go trying to escape to Darwin. If this is an option, let's say this. He can also go east. That is the most risky option for me because I have a lot of shipping going down the direction of Luganville. This I normally want to avoid. I also must make sure that my battle cruisers will not have a second day dive attacks on them, because sooner or later it is always possible to penetrate the armor deck with a 1000 pound bomb. Unlucky or unlikely, but possible. If you 130 millimeter deck armor, that is a lot. Yeah, or he maybe go for my destroyers, and this is also not so nice. So my tactic would be that I try to get my battle cruisers and my carriers linking up to cover each other, and yeah, this we will see how this ends out. So I more or less go north east with my carriers and south east with my battle cruisers, and maybe meet here somewhere, mainly to cover the east, because if we try to escape east, then I can maybe catch them here, and I don't want. Normally number 1 priority is secure and makes my shipping safe or keeps them safe. I have here also my oilers waiting for refueling, because I'm running also low on fuel. The cruisers have fuel, but the tonnage inside the bunkers are not unlimited, so I must normally link up with my AO here and refuel. So I cannot stay here for too long. I think a third problem is my cargo is already out of torpedoes. Oops. Shukaku have still some torpedoes left. Suikaku is also okay. So I have still 60 torpedoes maybe to use, but this is faster empty. Good, and see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.